Hello to everyone. Mario and I are back to talk about an exciting week of hockey in the CHL. An important PSA out there for anyone listening. Always remember to turn your microphone on because you'll never know when you're recording something and there's no sound going through. Of course, this has never happened to me. A friend of mine actually, they tried to record the same video 3 times in a row, realizing every time that the mic was off and then never turning it back on and recording most of the video that they were trying to record. But again, that didn't happen to me, so I'm just letting everyone out there know to keep an eye out and pay attention to those things. Now with that out of the way, we can get into standings. Ottawa, good team at the top. Didn't think they would be this way, but they're delivering. The Guppies, good team. Great power play. What can you say? They got a good defensive squad, and they're making it work right now. New Hampshire, Albuquerque, New York, Quebec. In the middle, we're going to see how this shakes out. We don't really know right now. Alaska, they're regressing like I thought they would. Portland, I was wrong. I thought they could outscore their problems. Clearly, minus 16 goal differential. They can't. They're in trouble. We'll look at them later. I have a spotlight for a few teams, so we'll take a look at them. Omaha, doing good. Didn't think they would be this good, but their first 2 lines are scoring quite well. Buffalo, defending champs, +9. That's good. These guys are scoring, and they're leading the league in goals. Their goaltending has not been as good as last year, but they're making up for it up front with more firepower somehow. Tennessee, the biggest surprise. I thought these guys were horrible. Their goaltending is keeping them alive, and we will take a look at that for sure in a minute here. Kingston, another surprise. I don't know why these guys are good. Just a defensive team. Their differential's only +2. So in 5 games, they're winning a lot of 50-50s. But, you take those. They don't ask how, they ask how many. And in this case, it's 5. New England, Idaho, they could be better. They're struggling. Rockford, struggling. 0 on the power play. Not good. I knew these guys were fake. The game tried to tell me that they're good. I know that they're not good. And I'm being vindicated right here. So, Portland aside, I feel good about this one. Boston, they killed Quebec in Game 1. Just ran them out of the building. And they've lost 6 in a row since then. So, who knows what's going on there. Goaltending's letting them down. They're scoring a lot, though. And their differential's only -2. So, kind of the opposite of Kingston. These guys are losing their 50-50s. I expect them to be better. With all that being said, let's look at player stats. And we're going to highlight a couple players. So first off, we're going to look at the league. Number 1, Nick Vernon for Buffalo. First line center. Nothing on the power play. 13 points in 7 games. +9, all at 5-on-5. This guy is good. Now he's shooting 19%. You expect that to come down a little bit. But he's a face-off machine. His Corsi, which Corsi 4 is all shot attempts, shots. Anything positive offensively while you're on the ice is Corsi 4. And when it's happening against your team while you're on the ice, it's Corsi against. So his percent is 56. It means more than half the time when he's on the ice, things are going good for his team. And that's, what more could you want? So, Vernon, probably the best overall player right now. Walensky for Omaha. 6 goals in 8 games. That's pretty good. He's the current goals leader, although Vernon's one behind him. His shooting percentage of 30% absolutely is coming down. So, not a sustainable run. And also he's only +0 on the plus-minus, so as much as goals and points as he's putting up, defensively he doesn't necessarily have it. Just looking at other players here in the list, Bruzica for Ottawa, 10 assists, 0 goals. He's doing really well on the first line, facilitating offense for his line mates. A big part of that team's success is running through Bruzica. Next player I wanted to look at is a goalie, and that is Condra for Tennessee. 952, 5 wins, 1.42 goals against average. This guy's doing great. And I'm going to sort by goals saved above average, which is based on the number of shots you're facing, the amount of goals that an average goalie would be expected to give up. And so Condra, 6.52. He saved 6.5 goals based on the number of shots that he's faced that an average goalie would let in. That's very good value. And for a 6-star, he's one of the cheapest goalies in the league. This is paying off big for Tennessee, and that's a big reason why they're sitting where they are in the standings. Now, right above him, I'm sure you noticed, a goalie who saved 8.4, basically. Incredible. That's what you hope for when you sign a superstar goalie. 20-point value, that's a lot. Jurabek is doing everything he can to will the Nonas to victory. And if he's letting in, an extra goal here or there, they're losing those games. It's a testament to how many shots he's faced. I mean, 272 in 7 games is a lot. They're peppering this guy. And he's delivering right now. His team is not backing him up in the same way that Tennessee is. That's why he's only got 3 wins instead of 5. So let's look at some individual teams. And we're going to start with Buffalo. So, up front, Finley, Vernon, Cody. This is a great first line, great value. And their defense as well. Allmark, 11 points. That's great. Neal, 4 goals. That's great. This whole top 6 and the top pair, they're doing quite well. The goaltending, I'd like to see better. 2.4 goals against and a 918 save percentage, I think is not that good. I mean, it's good, but compared to other teams in the league, it could be better. This team is surviving right now and getting wins based off of top line production, and that's good. I don't know if that line gets shut down or it goes through a slump. They're going to suffer, but right now it's working out, and this is the most valuable line in the league, point-wise. We're going to go to Portland now and look at the opposite. Clayson, Kuzmenko, McNeil are all worth 5. Actually, let me switch to this view. They're all worth 5. And they got 1 goal between the 3 of them. That's awful. You want these guys to be stepping up. And the second line in this case is stepping up. 5 goals from Ottavainen and 4 from Berenson. 10 points for Tikkanen. These guys are pulling their weight. But the first line is such a disappointment. And these goalies are bad. They've both played at this point, and 5 goals against average, 4.5 goals against average is not going to cut it. And if the first line's not scoring, there's no way that they're rising above the hole they've dug themselves in on defense. What else do we have? Let's look at Kingston. And let's go back to the stat page and look at them this way. Kingston has an interesting squad here. If I sort it by Corsi. I think if I sort it by Corsi. I don't remember exactly what it was. Maybe it was the percentage. Yeah, these guys. Eriksson, Nylander, McKenzie. That's their 4th line. They've only given up 7 shot attempts while they're on the ice through 7 games. That's incredible. This line is they've only got 2 goals for themselves, but they're doing great. 35 shot attempts, 4 scoring chances, 4. What more could you want from a line? And these guys are barely on the ice, but when they're on the ice, good things are happening, for sure. Similarly, if we go to Idaho, Carlo, Talbot, Seabrook, another 4th line. 22 chances against, 66 for. And unlike the other line, these guys have 5 goals between them in 7 games. So they're putting up points, plus 4. In 9 minutes of ice time, you're getting 5 goals. That's great value. Unfortunately, the rest of the team's letting them down a little bit, but if you're Idaho, you're happy to see this. We're gonna spotlight a couple of teams and just look at their overall deal here. Albuquerque, their problem right now, I'll put it by ice time, their goalie is really doing well in keeping them in it, but that first line, that's the buried, hidden first line, they're not scoring. Sundstrom, he's a superstar and he's got 0 goals. I mean, that's bad. You want him to be scoring. He's only got 3 assists. Schrader's got 2 goals on his line. Von Arx has 1 goal on his line. You want to see more than that. It's a little bit disappointing. The rest of his team here, nobody's really shining. The third line is looking the best. Sutter with 2 goals, but this team just has trouble scoring. And the goalie is doing his best. Like I said, 940, 1.7. This is good. The goalie is doing his job. The team is letting him down. Do I expect the goalie to continue being good forever? I'm more confident that the goalie will be around the same level and the team will improve. Certainly that's what you're telling yourself if you're in charge of Albuquerque. New England. The Nonas have literally, outside of the first line, 2 goals. Every goal that they have is coming through this top line. And if that top line is not on the ice or is shut down, they're doing bad. The second line, -5. Everything else -0. The defense are doing okay in some places, bad in other places. But this is what it comes down to, is their superstar, Lamoureux. This is better for a superstar. Ferraro with 3 goals, Desjardins with 3 goals. They're kind of doing their job. The rest of the team, however, is not doing their job. But one interesting thing to point out here with Lamoureux, shooting percentage of 4%. That's coming up. I mean, he's a sniper. I think he's a sniper. This is going to be better. He will get more than 1 goal. But for now, the team is suffering because of it. I think that's really it for the teams. I'm not sure that there's much more to spotlight now. So thanks for sticking through. We'll pick it back up after another 7 or so games. And yeah, if your team or your favorite team is doing poorly, write the angriest comment you can and just really let it out, because if they're not going to change and start doing well, you're going to want to practice being angry so that you get it out at me right now, and then by the time you have a chance to be angry at the owners and the people who can actually change their team up, you're going to be practiced and you're going to be honed like a weapon. And with that said, I'm out of here. So have a good rest of your days, and see you later.